These 20 movies had crazy and unexpected twists. Is there anything worse than a boring movie? These 20 movies were anything but boring thanks to their epic plot twists that viewers didn't expect at all. 1 of 20. The Twilight Saga, Breaking Dawn Part 2. The final fight scene of the Twilight series begins with the death of Carlisle, the leader of the Cullen clan, and sets off a bloody conflict between the Volturi and the vampires and werewolves. Viewers were shocked because this did not happen in the book. Fortunately, this was all just a glimpse of what would happen if the factions didn't keep the peace. 2 of 20. Uncut Jewelry. At the end of the film, Adam Sandler's character is shot dead. He was just getting his finances in order and everything seemed to be clear. But at the last moment, everything ends in a cruel and unexpected fate for Howard. 3 out of 20. Star Wars, Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back. By now, everyone on Earth knows the twists and turns that happened in Star Wars, Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back, but when it first hit theaters, having Darth Vader be Luke's father was a huge shock. As has since been pointed out, it probably shouldn't have been shocking given the direct translation, but it was a crazy cinematic plot twist nonetheless. 4 out of 20. Sixth Sense. It might seem commonplace now to have a movie spin-off where someone is dead the entire time, but when The Sixth Sense came out, it was a complete surprise. Avid reviewers picked up on the revelation, but even the most astute moviegoers were surprised by the plot twist. 5 out of 20. Fight Club. Try to imagine a world without Brad Pitt. This is what life is like inside Fight Club. The 90s classic is known for its iconic tagline, but many viewers are also familiar with the film for its insane twist that they didn't see coming. 6 out of 20. Psychic. There were several psychological plot twists that viewers didn't see coming. Was Norman Bates really a murderer? Was his mother dead the whole time? There's a reason Alfred Hitchcock is still considered the king of horror. 7 out of 20. Lost Girl. Sometimes, movies are so convoluted that viewers don't even know what's really going on. Gone Girl is famously confusing, and the ending is such a twist that hordes of viewers have asked online peers to help explain the wild story. Eight out of 20. Orphan. Horror movies are infinitely better when they include some sort of plot twist, and that's why Orphan remains a favorite among fans of the genre. Learning Esther's true identity is no surprise, especially when you're in awe. 9 out of 20. American Psyche. Does American Psycho have plot twists, or is it just confusing? The ending was meant to leave viewers with questions, which are brilliant and boring. The film's director and writer have since confirmed Bateman's status as a serial killer, but if you like to live with the idea that he's not, we're not arguing with you. 10 out of 20. Go Out. There's a reason Jordan Peele didn't win the Oscar for Best Original Screenplay for Get Out. The story is crazy and full of twists. You can tell yourself you've seen the twists and turns, but you're probably just as surprised as everyone else in the theater. 11 of 20. Shutter Island. A fake identity is almost always a plot twist that screenwriters can get away with. Viewers rarely see it coming, and that's part of the reason Shutter Island is such a crowd pleaser. That and the fact that Leonardo DiCaprio stars in it. 12 out of 20. Village. Unmasking someone is always satisfying. Just ask the members of Mystery Inc. When the adults were unmasked at the end of The Village, viewers were surprised and pleased to discover their true identities. 13 of 20. Crazy, Stupid, Love. While not as intense as the other films on this list, Crazy, Stupid, Love still had a completely unexpected plot twist. Most of the plot twists lead to incredibly emotional scenes, but it was great comedy when viewers found out that Hannah was Cal's daughter. 14 of 20. Achieve. A movie that jumps back and forth in time can be very confusing if you're not careful. Heck, even if you pay close attention, it can be confusing. But those who paid full attention to the screen while watching Arrival were greatly rewarded when they realized the complexity of the plot in the timeline. 15 of 20. Planet of the Apes 1968. The original Planet of the Apes had a wild plot twist. This planet was actually Earth all along. Tim Burton's remake took a bit of a detour, but fans of the OG Planet of the Apes know how brutal the twist was. 16 of 20. Coco. Children's films can also have plot twists, just like Coco. Pixar's hit movie had a wild family twist that surprised kids and adults alike and showed that you're never too old to enjoy an animated movie. 17 of 20. Citizen Cannot. Film buffs will never stop their campaign to get everyone and their dog to watch Citizen Kane, but there are casual movie viewers who would agree. The movie is revered for many reasons, chief among them its plot twist at the end that still shocks first-time audiences. 18 of 20. Memento. Memento might have you asking several questions throughout the film, but it'll all make sense eventually. You might guess the plot twist of Leonardo already having gotten revenge, but if not, it'll make for one heck of a viewing experience. Who doesn't like to be surprised? 19 of 20. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. It can seem like we aren't getting the same great plot twists in movies that we once did, but Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is here to argue otherwise. This modern classic subverted viewers' expectations thanks to its twist on actual history, leaving some frustrated but everyone surprised. 20 out of 20. Split. Twists typically come as moments in the plot, but Split proved that they can come in the form of a sequel we didn't know was happening. There was a lot to absorb in this film, and Bruce Willis reprising his role as David Dunn took some time to fully understand. These 20 movies had
I'll be cruising in my lane fast, call it high speed. I've been working hard, yeah, I've been working nightly. If you think you'll win, nah, likely. I be taking shots, yeah, cold-blooded, icy. Watching numbers grow is what I call sightseeing. In the front row, run it up when they hype me. The following grows, they know how to ignite me. Call